Hello everybody, Iain Robson here for another episode of Landwerhkanal. Alright, we got things going on today. If you recall from the previous episode, we finally got around to buying Field 44 right there. And we do own that now. And as I mentioned, I said I would get it prepared for sugar beets. So, in order to do so, we need to cultivate this field. Because sugar beets, well, the seeder we have for sugar beets, I should say, isn't going to, it's only going to work if it's cultivated, so we're going to do that now. I'm going to do this myself, I think. Also, like, right at the moment, I have the combine. It's currently combining, and the John Deere is unloading it at the moment. On field... I guess that'd be field 39, I think it is. We should be able to see it once we come over this ridge here, so... That, is it that one? I think it's that one. Anyhow, so this is the plow we brought... This is the plow we brought over from Iron Horse to this map, and... we're going to use it for this. This is actually, I discovered, I think this plow is not really meant for Europe because it's a bit on the large side. Just width-wise, I mean. That's why I say it's a bit large. Because getting it on the road would be... Someone mentioned, I forget who said it, but someone said something like, it has to be, you know, smaller than the width of the road. And when I'm pulling this, it's definitely not, so... Just thought I'd point that out. Also, check this out. This is a random observation I discovered. See how there's bushes there? Yeah, this totally cultivates the bushes. How cool is that? I discovered that a while back. I believe the new version of the Newbie Farm has that availability as well. In case anybody's picked up the Newbie Farm and start playing on that yet. If I recall correctly, it has it as well. Not 100% on that, but I believe it does. So... nice little feature. You can plow down or cultivate the bushes if you like. Just a nice little addition. So if you don't like the bushes around the side of the road, I guess, or the field, you can definitely use that to do so. So that's pretty cool. I like that little feature. I'd be terrible at this in real life, I think. I've tried to drive a tractor looking backwards, and I didn't get the hang of it. Let's say that. I suppose if I were to do it more often, I'd be better at it, but at the present time, I'm not very good at it, I imagine. I tried bailing a while back, and that was the reason why I'm inclined to think that I'm not very good at driving in a straight line, or at least following a line, I should say. There we go. Lower it down. I guess you really wouldn't look forward if you're in a big field. You'd probably just look backwards to make sure you're going in the right spot. I guess. That's no fun. That seems like it's not nearly as much fun as looking forward, but I guess you kind of have to do both. As far as I know, a lot of times what happens is you basically end up looking backwards and forward at the same time, or kind of like a half and half sort of thing. Or so people have told me, at least, so. I suppose I could have done something with this straw first. I could have baled it. Oh well. Not that worried about it. We have lots of straw for the moment, and our pigs are happy, so not that worried about it. Which is good. Alright, let's see if we can avoid that tree there. There we go, perfect. And I'm going to go down the center here. Yeah, but that's one of the nice little features that some maps will have, is the ability to cultivate bushes, which is a really nice... That's a little feature, really, when you think about it, but it's a nice little thing. It adds a little bit to the map, because not every map is able to do it. It'd be nice if more maps are able to do it, but of course it's not the case. Also, I don't know, maybe, I'm not sure if it's the case, but maybe in FS 2015, all the trees on every map will be able to, you'll be able to cut down, I suppose. But I'm not sure about that. I'm sure they'll still have some trees that are collidable. That's my guess, at least. Yeah, right here. Perfect. Alright. Let's see if we can't get this finished. This is like right by the train tracks. This is a nice straight field, too, so it's going to be good for the sugar beets there. And the reason why I'm kind of doing a little bit of overlap here is just primarily because, or having my tires close to the edge is just primarily because I know I'm going to miss a little bits if I don't do it that way. So, if you're wondering. Anyhow. But I think this is episode number... What would it be? Episode number 13, I think this is going to be. Something like that. So, as I mentioned previously, I'm considering changing maps once I hit 15. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see or not, or if you want to see more of this map, let me know too. Always good to have some input from you guys. Wondering what would be good. Actually, I had a suggestion from Greg and Craft Farms on 2 separate occasions for 2 slightly different things. Anyways, Craft Farms, he suggested that I play on Smithfield map using old school equipment. Like in the old school series I do, basically using that equipment on that map. So if that's something you'd like to see, like do like a small Let's Play, like a mini series maybe. Maybe not. It would be a lot of haymaking, I imagine, but if that's something you'd like to see, let me know. Leave me a comment as well. It's always, I'm open to doing it. I don't mind. I like that map. I actually played a little bit on that map off camera, so I'm not too... I wouldn't mind playing on it again. And now they have an addition with forestry mod installed, so that would be a nice little addition to it. Although I'm not sure the forestry mod would be on that map. I hear it's, you know, in a good place, but I'm 100%, so... Also, so that was Craft's suggestion. Greg, he suggested that I play on a, what was it? Have a mini series where I make primarily hay, sort of idea, using a speed rower or something along those lines to make hay. That was his suggestion. So, if that is something you'd like to see, let me know. I guess I don't make that much hay, and it's funny, if I look through, like, I'd have to go back and actually double check the numbers specifically, but from what I remember, people seem to enjoy haymaking episodes for whatever reason. Also, now that the Ferguson mod just came out from NI Modding, if you haven't checked that mod pack out, definitely check it out. It's actually, I can show it to you right now. Mods by brand. Oops, I want mods by brand. There we go. There's a lot more in here. And then in the regular, just vanilla stuff, I went past F really fast, and I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. Where is it? Farmall, Farmer. Okay. Fent, Ferguson. So this is the Ferguson pack. So it comes with the Ferguson 20 horsepower tractor. It was made in Ireland, as far as I understand. This funny banana loader. 4-wheel drive tractor, 20 horsepower. Also comes with this guy right here, which is a whopping 40 horsepower. With the industrial one, the power lift for lifting loads higher than the front loader would be able to. Ferguson transport pack. Actually, I might try this out because this holds seeds and fertilizer with the box. That kind of might be an interesting thing. I think it's on a 3.2. It comes with a trailer, another drop bed trailer. This is similar to the other one they had. Manure spreader, sickle bar mower, or what do they call it? A side cuttinger. Also comes with this rake, which is similar to the New Holland rake, Buckeye rake, and this is a baler. Funny enough, they didn't include a tedder, which kind of threw me off a little bit. So, I don't know why they didn't include a tedder, but I guess the idea is to make hay you're going to make silage out of, I guess. It comes with this cool bale grab, definitely worth looking at. And this silage, or Ferguson bale sledge. Basically, you just pull behind the baler, and it doesn't really group them nicely, it just keeps them together, I guess. And then it comes with a cultivator, plows, potato planter, which is really nice. Plants potatoes, which is kind of the cool thing. Actually, I could use that on the Idaho map, although that's definitely not something you would use between. Well, you could do seed and fertilizer with that. Well, that's kind of interesting. Didn't even notice that. Low volume sprayer, pallet forks, shovel, and tires. Anyways, looks like I need to refuel that John Deere soon. So that's the Ferguson pack. So I could do like a little let's play with some old equipment using that as well, if it's something you'd like to see. So that's what Greg mentioned. He said something along, not necessarily with the small stuff, but with some equipment making hay on a map. I actually was looking at Hayfield, which is one of the Chris 7710 maps. Just mucking around that a little bit. It's a nice little map, actually. You basically make a lot of hay, as far as I know. They do have a couple other fields that are meant for other things, of course, but it's mostly meant for making hay, it seemed like. And that's what you'd see a lot of, I suppose, in Ireland, I think, which is the map's set in. I think the map's set in Ireland, at least. Gotta bring this up again. So yeah, these guys are doing this thing over here. And this guy, he needs to get some fuel. He should be okay for the time being. We'll let him do his thing. And we do have a fuel tank that we picked up. Or did we sell it already? No, I guess we sold it already. We did have one, but we sold it because it didn't work properly, which was a bit annoying. Apparently, this has been confirmed by more than one person now. You do need to fill these guys up first before you can use them. As you can see, I believe that indicates that we have 0 liters here, so we can't do anything with it until we fill it up. But as you saw with the NA modding spreader or fuel tanker, didn't work at the gas station, which is a bit strange. I suppose I could have tried at the BGA, which is down there. That's a heck of a haul, though. I'm sure it'll work at the BGA. For some reason, at gas stations, it doesn't always work properly. It works sometimes, but not all the time, so I don't know. I'm not sure the reason for that, but... Alright. This is actually a nice size field. We're going to have to... sugar beets we're planting on this field, not potatoes. I'll have to do potatoes on Idaho, I think. But, mainly because apparently Idaho is a state that that grows a lot of potatoes, so... There you go. Excellent. I recently tried a new type of potato. I'm not sure if anybody's ever heard of this, but it's called AC Chaleur. So it's AC, which I believe stands for Agriculture Canada, and they're spelled CHALEUR, so it's actually French. So it's AC Chaleur, that's how you say it, I believe. Anyways, so I tried that type of potato recently, and it's fantastic. I really like it. Not as much as red chieftains, but that's just me. Red chieftains are just a red potato, basically. I don't know. Ever since I tried a red potato, I've always found them much more flavorful than Yukons or Kennebecs, but that's just me. Unfortunately, they don't have that kind of variety in this game. It would be nice if they could add like different types of variety of plants. So like, for example, different types of wheat. So they have, of course, there's spring wheat, there's winter wheat, there's red winter wheat, I think it is, soft red winter wheat. There's green wheat, I believe, as well. Anyways, there are lots of different varieties, but in this game it's just wheat, which is a bit unfortunate. I'd rather see, a bit more variety, but maybe in 2015, right? I don't think they'll get that detailed, unfortunately, but it's nice to think about it at least. Anyhow, yeah. But if you're looking for a good variety of potato, try Chaleur. I like it at least. Not as much as Red Chieftain, so it'll be hard to beat that for me. Perfect. Let's get that last little strip there. Take a ridiculous turn. Jeez. Anyhow, what other suggestions do I have? I had a suggestion from Steven. He says I should get the John Deere 7R series by Go Modding, the quad track John Deere. That's what he suggests I should get. it's a possibility. At the moment, a little out of our budget, especially because we're trying to do sugar beets here. But maybe in the near future we'll get around to it. Ross suggests that I move to the other farm. So the other farm we found, which was right here, I believe. He says we should move there. I believe I had somebody else say I should move to the dairy farm as well, instead of working on this farm. I think that other farm that I found was actually supposed to be a contractor farm and not like a farm you just go out and use. But I think it's supposed to be a contractor farm, if I remember reading it right. I guess the idea is you're supposed to hire people to come in, sort of speak, and do work on your farm. I don't know. I never quite understood. Well, that's the idea, at least. I know that. But I guess there's stuff you don't want to do. But in real life, you'd pay them, of course. But in this game, I don't know how that works. I guess you just pay them in kindness, I suppose? I don't know. I'm not sure about that, actually. I don't know. There must not be any payment, but anyhow, not sure what the idea behind that. Bob was saying this map actually reminds him of Two Rivers, and I'm inclined to agree with him. It actually is. This map does look a lot like Two Rivers, or it has like a feeling of Two Rivers, at least, if you ever played that map. This is the same, for your information, Bob, I'm sure you already knew, but this map was made by the same guy as Two Rivers. That's probably the reason why it feels and looks like Two Rivers a little bit. So, that is possibly the reason why. Mike asks if I'm going to do any logging. I think I am going to try some logging in the near future. Maybe episode 15 I'll do some logging. And I'm sure I'll make a mess of that, but I think episode 15 I'll do a little bit of logging. So I don't think I have the soil mod actually installed anymore. Or soil mod. The forestry mod. I think I took it out. Trying to avoid the number of possible conflicts I could get with other things. I think that's the reason why I took it out originally. It's funny, this particular cultivator, if you look, it actually slides a lot. So when you are pulling downhill like this, it slides off to the side a little bit. So as you can see, I'm driving straight, but it's being pulled the opposite way, which is kind of strange. Well, not strange. It kind of makes sense if you think about it. So, anyways, Magnus Fredrickson, he says hi. That's all he said. So, hi back. Oh, these turns are getting tighter. I'm going to have to be careful here. What else do we got here? I think that's about it. That's about all the comments, it looks like, from the previous episode. As always, comments are always appreciated. I love hearing from you guys. And girls, I suppose. I don't know. I'll tell you a little story. Once when I was in teacher's college, a while ago now, I was teaching a grade 7 class, I think it was. And I was being evaluated by my evaluator at that time, with another teacher who was part of the university. Anyways, so I taught, I think it was a math class or something like that. And no problems teaching the class, nothing like that. It was, just a standard class, as far as I knew, at least. Anyhow, what happened was, apparently I was saying guys a lot, and the evaluator didn't appreciate the fact that I was saying guys, because I was not, I'm gonna have to back up here, because I was saying guys and not girls, sort of idea, because I was being, gender specific sort of thing. And it's understandable, this day and age you kind of do have to be a bit more aware of those types of things, and I agree in that regards. So I was like, okay, that's fine, but I totally got in trouble, essentially, for saying guys too much, which kind of, originally it threw me off. Wow, I'm doing a terrible job of this. Originally threw me off, because I was like, really? I'm like, that's something that's that important, you're going to mention it? But she mentioned it, and I was like, okay, I'll try to avoid saying that. So now, when I say guys, or think about that word, I have to say something like, friends or neighbors. Not neighbors, but no one says neighbor. That's from a book I read a while back. Something that is unisex, so to speak, and it's understandable. Some people may agree with that. Some people might disagree with that. It's just the way she was, and I respect that sort of thing. So perfect. Look at that. Nice cultivated field. Let's go take a look at that. That looks pretty good, actually. That's a nice little texture too. Nice. All right. These guys are... Let's bring up the HUD again. Oops, I don't want this guy to drive now. I want this guy to drive now. They both should be refueled too soon, apparently. Maybe I will have to go take a run there. But I don't know if the combine's going to be able to... I'm not sure if it's going to be able to go all the way down there. We'll see. How much liquid manure do we have? Maybe enough. Maybe. So I think what I'll do is... maybe I'll get this... where's my... Let's grab this guy here. Let's fertilize it right now before I forget about it. It's funny, I forget who commented. I think it was Philip, I want to say. He really did not like the other tractor we have, the T150. Let me just show you the one he's talking about. And I kind of understand why. It looks so out of place on this map. But it was cheap, and it was 160 horsepower, so that was the reason why we got it. Alright. Let's just hook up the PTO first. And fill up. I think it's on this side. No, it's on the other side. Or no. It is right here. Anyways, Philip, I believe it was. He was like, Ian, get rid of this horrible tractor. And he's referring to this guy right here. And I'm inclined to agree on this map. It is extremely out of place. It doesn't seem like it's meant to be here. However, it did fill a purpose for the time being. So I think I'm only going to use it for this. Is that even hooked up? Oh, wow, that's terrible. Huh. I don't think if PTO would be able to even be able to go that long anyways. Huh. Anyways. He was saying I should get rid of that. And I was like, I might be able to do that. We'll see. Anyways, I forget how much horsepower this thing needs. I think it's 100 and... How much is it? I think it's actually more than this tractor has, but for this situation, I'm just going to use this tractor because the John Deere's doing something else, and I don't want to get it... Don't want to cross the stream, so to speak, for those people who understand that reference. Ghostbusters, for those people who don't. Anyhow. Yeah, so that was a couple of suggestions from a while ago, and we'll see how that works out. So I think what I'll do is I think I will start fertilizing and maybe finish next episode there. And I'm going to use a GPS mod for this because I only have a limited quantity of manure. So let's get this lined up here. Maybe it's already fertilized, I don't know. Whoa, I don't need to go all the way over there. Sheesh. And this thing's really loud too, that's the reason why. Huh. There we go. It seemed a bit narrow. Yeah, it's not gonna take that long. Maybe we'll just do this episode. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more time, but based on how much this is gonna do in the number of passes, it's not gonna take very much at all. So thank you, GPS mod. That makes our lives so much easier in this scenario. Gotta love it. It actually works really well for taking video too. If you ever want to take a video of yourself doing something, you can just be like, oh yeah, look at that. And then if you have to get the right angle though. You can get it so you can't see the line. I think you can take the lines off so they're not visible, but I don't know. I never worried about it too much. If I do take, I don't know, I don't do any kind of fancy video stuff like that. I think there's lots of people who do that. I haven't done that before. I know Northern Warrior has in the past. Who else has done something like that? I'm not sure, actually. I just know there are other people who have done it before, so... maybe I'll do one. Maybe I'll make a silage one and just have it just video with some sound or something. Or music sound. Just with music. Let me know if that's something you'd like to see. I think I can put that together relatively easily. Using some fancy equipment or something. I know, honestly, I'd probably put heavy metal to it or something like that. Something ridiculous, but... I don't know. If you ever go through the YouTube library, there aren't a crazy number of choices. Alright, look at that. Last pass. Or, well, second last pass, I guess. This thing is the loudest thing ever. Someone asked me to turn the sound up, too, of the game, so I turned the sound up. So I apologize if you can't hear what I'm saying now because of this thing. You probably didn't hear that apology. So here, let me do it this way. So, if you couldn't hear anything I was talking about when this thing was on, now you can. And so I'm just apologizing for the sound it makes. Oh goodness. Are we going to be able to make that last pass there? Eek. Here we go. Last pass. I'm just going to do as much as I can. They're sugar beets, so they're going to produce a lot anyway, so I'm not too worried about missing bits. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Let's get out of the way here. Excellent. So, I think that'll be good for today, folks. My name's Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2013, preparing for some sugar beets. I will talk to you guys later.